Greetings everyone, this is Lightstar and I'm back with another episode for you with my Oracle Consciousness reading for the third quarter of 2021. So I'm excited to get started because we're going to give you some insights into what's coming up in the next few months of this crazy little life that we're living in on planet Earth, this beautiful jewel of Terra. And we're going to talk about some things that are shifting and changing and how you can best ride this wave that's coming in and what's going to be coming up for some new stuff, some new energies, and things that you need to be aware of. So that's what we're going to do today. So just grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your popcorn or a health bar or some water, and let's get started with the content of the third quarter Oracle Consciousness reading. Hello everyone, this is Lightstar and I'm excited to see you all here back again on the channel, so welcome to all. I'd like to also welcome any of the newcomers that are on here for the first time and would like to join this beautiful tribe. So I want to also say that YouTube calls it subscribe. I like to call it just joining the tribe. So please feel free to join and subscribe and join the wonderful tribe here if you'd like by hitting that subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing on new videos. I also am on several other platforms if you like to catch me over there. Sometimes it's a delayed reaction of when those videos go up, but you can find me on all of the other platforms I'm on, have links below, and they're also on my contact page on my website, so you can always find out where I'm at. But I'm on BitChute and Brighteon and Odyssey, which actually was a Library and Odyssey network. And apparently now they're going to be transitioning to only the Odyssey network. So that link is below, whereas you might have seen on previous videos the Library network, but I think that's going to transition sometime in the future. But anyways, so Odyssey I'm on there. I'm also on a couple of new platforms, which is Rumble, and also a newer one that's called Float. And so those links are also below, so you can check those out as well. So I'm expanding on that. And speaking of expanding, I always share who helped me with this process of going to new platforms, expanding my current video paraphernalia and all of my videos. And who helped me with that is Matthew Raymer with Anomalist Design, and also Content Safe is the company that he also has that helps people to re-platform on different services because of the censorship going on, and I wanted to expand. So I highly recommend him if you have a lot of videos, you want to get somebody to help you upload all those videos to different platforms, or you just need some help with website design, YouTube content creator, stuff that he can help you with, consultations and all that kind of good stuff. So I highly recommend him. Also put his link below as well. And I also want to have a huge thanks out there for all of you who donate to my platform, which is on Patreon. So I also put this content up there. And by the way, usually Patreon gets the content first. So you can sign up on there and donate anything you would like. I so appreciate all of the donations and your support and help. That is really awesome, and you guys are all awesome. I just really appreciate that. So I want to share my gratitude, my love, and thanks for helping me out on the platform to create these kinds of videos. And so that's there for you guys. Also, I'm just going to do a little shout out to a couple of people on the channel who have commented or reached out to me specifically and have helped me quite a bit on just with the support, love, energy, all of you guys that actually did comment and support on my moving experience here that I've been sharing over the last few videos. And so I want to give you a little update on that just briefly before we go into the content today. But basically, I wanted to share that, I really appreciate your assistance and help many different ways, which is Phil Hunter and Rick Hall and many others, but those are just two that I'm going to bring up because I really appreciate your energy, support, love, and guidance. Even I've gotten some great suggestions from you guys. So I really want to honor you and appreciate that. And also, like I said, so many of you commented on what we are going through with our moving, and we're still in this process. But I want to say thank you for that because you guys are great. And a lot of you guys have some great ideas and suggestions and energy and love and support. And that always helps us just so much. So thank you for all of your comments on it. We're still in the process. This is going to be a little bit of a longer process than any other previous moves. But we're still in the purging phase, actually, which is getting rid of furniture and all the stuff in the house and going through that. So that it's taking a little longer because, I'm working and he's working and we're trying to work at the same time as trying to, release stuff and go through our things. It takes a while, but we are doing it and feeling a lot lighter, by the way. So that's a good thing. One thing that I want to say, in the last video I shared, I was trying to open up my expanded view on how a new place or a new home could come into our realm with a new way, a different way. And that was, I put it out there specifically just as a thought to manifest perhaps maybe some kind of investor situation where I pay them instead of the bank. And I laid that out. That thought just came to me and I laid that out very specifically. And you guys, it's so funny how manifestation and your higher self and orchestrates and God and everything, because what I had actually thought of in that brand new idea is exactly what actually came in to my life in the next few weeks, I think it was, after that. And so it's kind of funny how it came up. So the situation was, I was researching this after I had just put out that thought, didn't even know if it was possible. And I came across a couple of companies, but this one company in particular that is a group of investors that actually pools together. And it's for people that either can't qualify for a mortgage or for whatever reason, a traditional mortgage isn't right, and they want to go a different route. And they buy the home for you. You have to qualify first, but you supply your information, and if you qualify, they buy the house for you, cash, and then you can, in the next year, you have to qualify for your own mortgage. But they help you to get qualified for that, whatever it is that you need to do, your credit fixed or whatever. And then you then buy the house back from them a year from then. And in that time period, you're renting from them. And so it's kind of an interesting thing, but it came up and I was like, wow, that's really unique. I didn't even know there was such a thing out there like that and the service there. And so all in all, long story short, I actually did get qualified for a certain amount, which the good news is that, yay, qualified and just manifested an idea, which is awesome. Bad news is that it's not enough because the amount isn't really significant enough to purchase a house that, we really want, because it's a lower amount and the cost of housing has gone up. So, and it's only for single family homes. It's not for things like condos and manufactured homes or any of that. But it's, the main thing is, it's movement and it's also manifestation in action. And it really helped me to understand how when we manifest things and ideas come to play, I think that our ideas, when we share them, when we think about them, if we can think about it, then it can actually happen, right? So that's what I'm getting more and more these days, is that our thoughts are so powerful in our creation and manifestation that we think, oh, that maybe couldn't happen. But actually, if you could think it, it can happen. So that's the story. Like I said, we're still in this process of still looking and figuring out what to do, if we're going to stay here or not, or whatever. We have to be out, I believe, the end of July. So we kind of have to make the decision in the beginning of July. So we'll see where we're at. I'll keep you guys updated. But anyways, exciting process and the adventure is continuing. That's what I'm saying on that, okay? What I want to go into today is our Oracle Consciousness reading for the third quarter of 2021. So as you guys know, I always put these out quarterly is basically how I'm doing them now. And I want to go through some of the things that we, you know, are going to be dealing with in this upcoming time frame of the next few months. But before I do that, I use my Magical Dimensions Oracle cards to create this reading, as all of you guys have known in the past. I love to use them. They're super accurate and they give me insights into the energies of what's going on at that certain time. Obviously, this reading is a general reading. It's not going to be specific to, but a lot of times it ends up being very specific to, gosh, people say like, wow, it's like you're talking to me, okay? Because it's a consciousness. It's the group consciousness, the energies of that is driving this. So what I like to do first, before I go into this, what's upcoming, is I take a few cards and I'd like to pick to show what we have been coming out of or what we were learning from the previous quarter, just as a brief energy update on that. And so I'm going to pick from my Magical Dimensions cards here. I have them. And so I'm just going to pick 2 cards is what I'm getting for that process of last quarter. And so the first card, I'm doing this just right now. So first card is Transformation. Transformation, it's card number 41, and it is Metamorphosis, Synchronicity, and the Unexpected. This is very interesting because I talked about last quarter about how we were going to have some interesting things come up or some unexpected news or things that would come to the surface that would be a little shocking or eye-opening or things that would kind of transform. And so that's kind of that's very indicative of what has been happening to the last quarter. There's a lot of unexpected stuff that was coming to the surface. And I'm also picking another card here to coincide with that, which is Awakening. Card number 3, Ancient Knowledge, Memories, and Connection. Well, this I feel really has to do, it's telling us that the consciousness on our planet has been doing a lot of awakening, right? And we've seen this awakening process is happening. More people are becoming more aware, more awake, more understanding of what all of the, let's just call non-sovereign movements that have been going on our planet that have been trying to take away their sovereignty here. There's been a lot of awakening that's coming to the surface about that. So I feel like that's really accurate with what's been happening, all the kind of topsy-turvy energy as well as like awakening and new things coming to the surface as well to be viewed and seen and understood, okay? So that's kind of where we're coming at from that part of it. Now I'm going to go into picking 4 cards here is what I'm getting kind of. Normally I pick 3, but I'm getting 4 for the process of the upcoming quarter. And so how I like to do this is I ask what is kind of coming up in the beginning part of the quarter, then as we move into the next part of the quarter, and then the 3rd and 4th cards are like the end of the quarter. So it does go along in lines of a few months of time, and then you just kind of split those out into little increments of time. And that's what I'm doing the readings on, okay? So the first, so let's just see what's kind of jumping out of the gate at us. We are already in it by the time you're seeing this, obviously. I try to hit it before it really hits, but sometimes we're in the process of. But let me see what it shows for that. And we get Emergence. Okay, card number 11, which is awesome number 11. But Emergence, Creation, Resurrection, and Magician. So this is the signification, if that's even a word. I think I just made that word up. I don't know. Anyway, signification of our change, okay? The transformation and change, things that are going to start to bubble to the surface, I feel, on a over lighting, we call it the macro level, that I see coming out. Okay, so things are changing. I see a lot of this. I talked about this so many times, and I'm going through it too. Stanzo Bear and I are both going through this. The transformation and change of our environment that is shifting and changing. But I also feel this is having to do with the consciousness and the change that is happening, that is causing us to not only transform, which is what we've been moving into from last quarter, is that this quarter is now about recreating. Okay, so it's about stirring up the pot is what I get with this too. It's almost like, you know, stirring that up, stirring things up, because they have to be. And there's going to be some things that I feel are going to be even more stirred up into the pot coming into the next few months. And which will be, well, here in the States, it'll be summertime. I know for you guys, it's not in the same season, but I do feel like here it's this summer. And I feel like we're going to be getting a really hot summer. So, and in a lot of different ways, okay? So there's things that are emerging. There's things that are going to start coming to the surface that we haven't heard. Maybe some of us have been waiting to hear, or getting some news that we hadn't necessarily anticipated, but it's news that's going to rock our world, rock the world, the consciousness, and to really make some things, bringing it out into the open for change, okay? So let's go into a little bit more into this is like the beginning or the beginning to mid part of the third quarter as we move into that. What else do we get? Oh my gosh, we get solar portal, which is 36, being centered, balancing power and manipulation. Well, this card, most obviously for us here in this, that's like I was just saying it here in the summertime. Well, we're dealing with like a hot summer, and this is obviously coinciding with what I just said about that. But we're also at the same time here on June, I believe 10th, if this goes out before then, I'm not sure. But June 10th, I believe, is a solar eclipse. And we just came out of a lunar eclipse too. So there's a lot of this is going into like eclipse season, and all of the change and things coming out and revealing, being revealed, mysterious things coming out. So that is par for the course. But the sunlight energy, the golden energy that is coming in, also I'm getting this, it relates to that golden age, right? Golden age, also the age of Aquarius. And to move, as we move into this, we already are in that. I've talked about that before, that we are in this beginning phases of this. So the energy is moving in that direction and moving into showing what is hidden. So displaying that light, that brilliant light, as it shines on, what is hidden will be revealed. And that's what I feel this is saying already, is that, you know, put your hat on, because there's going to be some wind coming through that may blow everybody away in terms of information, disclosure of things that we weren't expecting, or maybe some of us were expecting and it's finally happening. You know what I mean by that. I can't really talk too much into depth about this stuff, but I do feel like that's going to be revealed. So that is something important. So let's go into open it into the more of the middle to towards the end of the third quarter. And the energy here is emotional freedom. Card number 12, that's vulnerability, flowing, and rebalancing. But this is a very emotional card. So this also has to do with our emotions. So what comes forth? What is coming forth from being hidden, from the light shining on it, that needs to be changed or is in the process of changing, is also going to connect to our emotions very heavily, and that we may also need to be aware of that because there's vulnerability with that. This signifies that vulnerability energy of our emotional state. So this may also be information that comes forth that may be very emotionally difficult for us to digest, let's say that, or difficult to handle emotionally or whatnot. It also could be, if we drill down into the micro, things that are happening in your personal life that may be emotionally challenging, okay, that causes a lot of upheaval, or one moment you're like, yay, and the next minute you're like, oh, you know, that kind of roller coaster ride of emotions that sometimes you just have to kind of be in it and allow that to happen for it to rebalance itself. So, and I said I was going to pick 4 cards for this, so this just kind of gives an extra information here, and let's see what that is. Okay, we've got Majestic Eminence, card number 27, which is Priestess, Divine Feminine, and Worth. And it's interesting that the bookends of these 4 cards in the middle here of our third quarter is male and female as the bookends here. So we have a male and a female at the both sides. So it does feel like a lot of rebalancing, a lot of information coming forth about the feminine energies, which to me signifies a lot of having to do with worth. That's why this one has worth on the small little word in there, one of the subtitles to help you with the card interpretation, is that this is about stepping forward into our power, okay, and owning our own power and owning our sovereignty, and accepting ourselves and having that worth, okay? So that's like a deep worth that we have, and owning it, and our consciousness on that overlighting is going to be owning our power, okay? So also, if you look at the solar energies, that does have to do with power and empowerment and stepping forward into your power. And so does this Majestic Eminence. It has to do it a little bit more subtly, if you want to say, the subtle energies that are moving in to owning your power versus the solar like flash, okay? And speaking of solar flash, we are definitely getting some solar flash energies that are causing a lot of fatigue with people. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing that, but I know we have, and a lot of people we've been talking to. Solar flash energy is causing a lot of fatigue. The Schumann resonance has been off the charts, which also causes fatigue. And so we're kind of getting this blast of things from all different sides. And so we want to be very honoring of who we are, and that's also the Majestic Eminence is honoring of yourself and honoring what you need to stay balanced and to stay in your power and to make the changes, okay, that you need to make. The Magician, it's kind of an analogous, the Emergence card is very similar to the Magician in the tarot, even though my cards are not tarot, but it's similar energies, where it's making that resurrection and that change to make things happen, but knowing what it is that you need to make the changes for. This is more in your personal life too, is that to own and honor that and do what is needed and necessary in your own life to take care of yourself, okay? Self-care and self-care of your emotional state, which may be a little bit rocky because of what's going on. So that is what I'm seeing as coming up for the third quarter. And I'm going to pick an overall card right now that I feel just guided to pick another card just to get an overview or overall. So what do we get here? Dreamscape, number 10, dream work, subconscious, and imagination. Now, this to me, I just picked one. I felt I was guided to pick that right now, but I also, it's funny how this card also has this blazing sun in it, which is very symbolic of what I was talking about before. So I really do feel like there is going to be some big news, big changes, big transformations, and in this light, because this card very much signifies things on a subconscious level, not so much out in the open. So, and it also has to do with our dreams. And speaking of that, it's kind of interesting. I've been hearing a lot of different things happening in people's dream times. Some of it is kind of freaky, and some of it is a lot of strange things happening in our dreams. We're getting a bit more downloads in our dreams, but we're having to do a lot of shifting in the dream time. So I feel it's causing a bit of this upheaval in our dream life. So, but this card does symbolize that dream time, subconscious energies, whatever is happening is sometimes under the current, and I mean not the current like as in present time, I mean undercurrent. The current, the flow, it's underneath all of that. And so it's not always in your conscious awareness. Maybe what you need to change in your life or what needs to change may not be completely apparent or open quite yet, but I feel like by the end of the summer it will be. Let's just say if anything's hidden, I feel like this is going to be coming out and very much known to you. So if there is something going on, you're not quite ready to deal with something, be ready, because I do feel it will be coming up by the end of the summer, if not before that. Is just in a time in our own personal lives to be dealing with what is coming up for us and not shuffling it under the rug any longer. So very important stuff here. So yeah, I'm excited for what's happening. I know that a lot of us are getting a little bit fatigued and tired of what's happening and it's going on, but there are good things. Things are starting to, I feel, turn around, even with this whole, this whole experience we've been dealing with for the last, really 2 years of our lives. Things are turning around a bit more into the sunlight, I feel, and I feel people are starting to get more positive and feeling a little bit more hopeful in us coming back and things opening up in the world again, and being able to do our work in certain areas. Certainly are not quite there yet, but we do see that momentum moving, and that's a good thing. So I think there's a lot of positive things to be coming as well. And I want you guys to just do what you can to stay in your grounded and centered place and in your happy place, okay? When things are going awry, it's important to just sit and just be calm and to breathe and just to center in and know that it's okay that things may feel a little bit rocky, or things may not look like what you expected, or not what you wanted at this time, because there's going to be some new things coming in for us all, and we're going to have to just adjust to those and make adjustments in our lives, okay? So yeah, there's things that will come in. I know in our lives we're having our whole world's being turned upside down, and that is causing some, it's hard. I mean, it's definitely hard. I'm trying to be as genuinely honest here as I can with you guys. I mean, I'm a real person. I'm not devoid of having things happen to me as well, just like the rest of you guys that have things happen. And so when that happens, sometimes we have trouble with what? Sleeping, difficulty sleeping, which I know a lot of people have been having that because of the solar flashes and flares that have been obviously keeping us, up, and all the energies that is out there, and the excitement as well as the fears that are still pervasive. But that's something that I feel we all have to deal with. Okay, so when that happens, we just don't get as much sleep. We try to rest, we try to do meditation or yoga or getting outside and try to relax as much as we can so that we can get sleep whenever it is that we take naps or whatever we need to do. As Starseed, we all know we're working on 24/7 in our dream time. We're doing activations, we're helping other people, we're working on our own stuff, and then we work it during the day. And there's a lot of things we have to juggle as our human sides, the 3D stuff down here. So give yourself a break. It's not that easy down here. And when we look at that and we say it's okay that if we're just needing to just take a break one day and not do everything you plan to do, and that's okay, it's needed, it's necessary. So yeah, so forgive if I have bags under my eyes or dark circles. It's only because I am I'm still actually have a really good attitude with all of this. But yes, I don't even really get as much sleep as I need to get. And it's just because I'm working really hard. And also when things like this happen, you know, things go on. And then there's other reasons too, which, you know, for those females out there who can understand having, you know, things like night sweats or hot flashes that keep you up at night too, which also adds to it. So there's other things we're just trying to do to manage our lives, manage our 3D stuff and our physicality, but just to keep that beautiful heart open and to be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, and take care of what needs to be taken care of when you need to take a break. So that's what I've got for you today. I will be back obviously with some new stuff, but for those of you guys that would like to work with me privately, I have my full array of sessions that you can find on my website, which is lightstarcreations.com. And I get a little bit booked up for session work, but if you don't mind waiting, then I have that available for you. But in the meantime, I have tons of other things available, like my artwork, all of my healing shields, which I just talked about recently at a couple of events, and they are super powerful. And also all of my other art is available in different ways, different substrates on photometallic paper, gator foam mounted, and blankets, and aluminum metal prints that are all beautiful. So go check those out. I also have custom art available. I have my music activation, and my music 444 activation, as well as my Transcension 2222 vision quests and music, which is so great. So you guys that haven't checked that out, go check that out on my website. And anything else, I have so many things on there right now that, you know, just go check it all out, see what you guys like. And so that's it for now. I will be back. Just know that, you know, I try to do like 2 videos a month, but sometimes it's just gets it to be like 1 if I can't slip it in there. And as it gets close to our moving, just have a little bit of patience with that. But I do try to get to the videos as much as I possibly can to help you guys out. And I know I will be back sharing some new stuff, my new videos that will be coming out on as I intermix them with my new artwork that has been coming out as well. Well, it's already out on my website, the new stuff, but I'll be talking about them in certain videos. So that is to come. So I love you guys. I always send you lots of love from the angelics, the galactics, the elementals, and the fairies, and all the spiritual beings that you're working with. Your higher self loves you. Your spiritual guides love you, and I love you. And I want you guys to just be in love with all of these different beings, as your higher self especially. Work closely with your higher self right now to get connected. And that's it for now. So we'll see you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye now.